Hello, everyone. Sorry with all the background noise. There's different TVs going around the house at once, so I really do apologize for that. I hope you guys are having a great Easter. It's an Easter Sunday. It was very nice. I had a wonderful time spending with family, friends, my nieces. It was a good time, but y'all, D6 is at it again. So what happened is that just pearly things called out D6 for for actually calling out the manosphere and their hypocrisy, and also calling out just pearly things for being racist and having a white supremacy mindset, and letting the men know that, hey, we told you that just Pearly Things was racist. And I guess Pearly Things got sent their video, and I think the video that they and that was the video that I did the audio on last time when I did the video. I think it was that video. I believe it was that video. But I guess somebody sent just Pearly Things that video, and I guess she caught wind of it and decided to call D6 out. So D6 decided to respond to just Pearly Things, and they were not happy having that. They were clowning her. They were calling her a troll, and all that kind of stuff. They were calling out her um yeah, they was calling out just Pearly Things and her racist antics. And Miss Pearly was not having that. So I'm gonna go to D6's channel where they call it out. I know I'm kind of doing this later, but it needs to be. Y'all need to hear this for yourselves. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna play the sound for the commercial, but I am going to play the video for you guys. And you guys let me know in the comment section, because there's a lot of coonery in this video. I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. There's a lot of coons going around in this video. It is mostly black men, but we're here to discuss D6 and just Pearly Things. So let me get the video audio started. Let's see. So, okay, let me see. So let me. I hate these commercials, man. Hold on. Okay. So let me pause it. Turn on the audio. Oops. Let me see. I'm gonna turn on the audio because I want you guys to be able to hear what these mammies have to say. I want you guys to be able to hear what these. All right, let me see. I actually put it on my video. Let me see. See audio. Nope. This is it. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it like that. So let me see, because I don't want to get a copyright strike showing their video. So let's hear the audio. And let me tell you, they went in on just Pearly Things. I'm not gonna lie. They went in on her. So let's see what they had to say. Okay.
This, I just want to give her a spear. Well, that's a real deal Caucasoid right there. Boy, that is a real deal cave dweller right there. Not an ounce of melanin, no lips, no hips, no butt, nothing. Just paste and dog hair.
Lord have
Now,
mercy.
in her full audacity, instead of just shutting up and sitting in the corner, she decides that she is going to run her mouth. Now, I want to show you. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second, Danica, because there's something I
Okay.
want to show them.
And I get before I say anything, or no, before I let them continue, let me say something. Danica Marie and Six the Goddess can blow Pearly Things out the water, because let me tell you something. Pearly Things is not a looker. She's not a looker at all. She's a very plain Jane, and her body is built like an ironing board. Okay, but when you guys look at Six the Goddess and Danica, they're very pretty women. They wear their natural hair. They got fit bodies. They could. I bet you men be turning their heads and hollering at them. I'm not gonna lie. They probably are. But just Pearly Things, I highly doubt that she gets men's attention. Probably the Dusty. She gets the Dusties attention, but other than that, she's not getting like attractive men attention. So I just want to point that out there for you guys.
Whole lot of different elements and levels and layers to this conversation. I hope y'all have time. And I also want to say shout out to Ashley Hill for the 49.99. We will eat, sis. We will eat. Thank you, Timothy. It says my disappointment is to be the black male hyenas who attacked you, Crimson, and Courtney. Now we know the reals from the Zambos. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, we're going to dive into everything, that we can. We want to talk about the raccoons. We want to talk about the slave masters. We want to talk about the hypocrisy of it all. We want to talk about, the unfair correlations and comparisons. We're going to talk about all of that, you all. Everything will be highlighted and exposed. See, that's the thing. When you try to do things to people that are righteous, okay? See, six, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like we are divinely protected. Amen. And
Period.
so when people try to do things to us, all it does is reverse back upon them. See, Pearl was like, "Oh yeah, I got my eyes watching. Just wait, just watch. We're gonna expose y'all. We're gonna do this to y'all." And the whole while, Pearl, look at what the ancestors are doing to you.
Okay, they finally figuring this out now. Hello, Moonstone. How are you? They're finally figuring this out now after years of telling black women you need to be submissive to men. You should not talk back. Our men should be supported. They need us. Saying all that. And now they're saying that black men don't protect us. Black women that been on their journey, you could say divestment journey or journey, whatever you guys want to call it. We've been saying this for quite some time now, like for over 10 years, or probably more, that black men has not protected black women. And now that the tables have turned and the manosphere turned against them, now they're crying that black men don't protect us. We've been saying this in the divestment. Now they're catching on. You see how everything turns out. Now these women in the manosphere, these manosphere females, are now coming into reality that the man that they've been caping for is not caping for them. Let's continue.
Amen. See, you tried to discredit and downplay the damn ancestors, and look at what's happening to you. You know, so just you got to be careful, Pearl. Okay, be careful on who you try to come for because you might just be coming for your damn self. Okay.
What's happening to Pearl right now, and she doesn't even realize what she's up against, is she is inciting a spiritual warfare on herself.
Mm.
You know, you're speaking on the ancestors, you're downplaying their pain, you're downplaying their sacrifices, and that is so incredibly dangerous. That's why every other white person know to shut they fuck.
Okay, I got a question for y'all, and I want you guys to be honest here. When did Danica Marie and 6ix9ine the Goddess been pro black? Because for as far as I know with Danica Marie, she never been pro black because being pro black is when you be pro black for people. That's including women too. And I've been looking at. I discovered Danica Marie back in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and this woman, she just danced and mammy for these black men for men, going against the women, talking trash about the women who decide to do for themselves and look out for themselves and take care of themselves. She degraded these women and saying that, you know, you think you're independent, but you know, you're nothing without a man. I'm like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Like, why do women have to be with a man to feel whole? That doesn't make any sense. Oh no, I'm going to need this to stay right where I'm at. I'm a pass me, remember? Remember that, Danica? I'm a GMO female, remember? Miss me with that crybaby tears. Right? Right? Now they're crying crocodile tears because they're coming from the realization that black women have been demonized and been falsely accused of not being submissive to the men, or being unruly and all that stuff, when it's, if you come into the real world, that's actually not true. Black women are not committing crimes. They're not being degenerate in the community. Black women are not doing this. But you have women like this going against their fellow black women and saying that we're the problem. They can miss me with the crocodile tears over here because you know and I'm going to say one thing. Let me tell you something. You want to know the reason why they switched over from the manosphere, or moving slowly away from the manosphere? Because just Pearly Things was on the scene, when she came on the scene, the black males in the manosphere rushed right over to Pearly Things because for one, she's a white woman, and two, she has the looks and the phenotype that they were looking for. So they chuck up the deuces to Danica Marie, to Jessica X, to Crimson Cure, and all the black women they cake for. They chunked up the deuces and tell and kick these women to the curbs. They had no chance against Pearly Things because Pearly Things got a million views overnight. We're just saying the weirdest shit I ever heard. Just saying weird shit. And Danica Marie, Crimson Cure, and Jessica X been saying these things for like some years now. I think less than 4 years, but they never got into a million views, and that's sad. That just shows you that they're doing all this for nothing. They did all that keeping for nothing, and now they're crying on their platforms because a white woman surpassed them. And we've been telling you guys that these men don't care about you. We've been telling you guys that, but let them tell it. They did all of that muling and behaving like a pick me shit only for just pretty things to come in and take the clown out. I bet they feel stupid now. Exactly, I bet they do. They put whiteness on a pedestal. That's why. That's why. And these women that were caping for Danica Marie, yes, black men like them because they call out other black women, but let's be honest with you, these women do not have the phenotype. They don't have the hair, and they're not the kind of woman that black men are looking for. Black men are only there because they're calling out black women, but they really don't support these women like that. At Melody King, yeah, I just saw Melody King. I I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't watch Melody King's really videos like that. I barely know who she is, but this goes to show you that black men don't have loyalty to black women, and now they're waking up and realizing that. But let's continue.
Fucking mouth and have those conversations in private behind closed doors with their family at holiday gatherings with no black people around. Pearl is the only stupid bitch that gets her ass on the internet talking about her obsession with slavery. Let me show y'all this and I'm gonna show y'all something else. Oh, let me stop that and show this. So this is a short from a YouTuber named Mike TV.
Are you sick of having issues with your
Oh,
webinars,
hold on.
wasting time?
These are commercials. Excuse me.
And it's going to show how Pearlie, for a very long time, has been studying slavery. She's literally obsessed with it. Pearlie, and y'all have to understand why white folks are obsessed with slavery. Since they are genetically recessive, since they don't feel as powerful as us, since the sun hates them and burns them up and tries to kill them.
You see how they're talking like Cynthia G? Cynthia G been saying that since she was pro-black. Cynthia G had those talking points, and those talking points made her popular. But now they're copying her talking points. Where you guys remember a couple years ago when Cynthia G said uh, that white people burn in the sun, they uh, they die out, or whatever she Cynthia said back in the day. Now they're repeating it. They're repeating her talking points. Nobody was saying that shit until Cynthia G pointed that out when she was pro-black. And now they're trying to take her talking points, which, like, bitch, we already know that. What's new? What's new? Like, nobody needs to be reminded of that. We know that they have recessive genes. What's new? Um, Her views are barely pushing 10K now. Exactly, because the manosphere left. They don't care about these women. They already told you what kind of women they want.
They are looking for a way to feel powerful again. And just thinking about, just remotely having the thought in their eyes about slavery empowers them. Like, oh, let me just close my eyes and just dream of a time where we dominated these people physically. Okay. So this is Pearl back in the day. And I don't know who the hell this sister is that's with her, but you was a stupid ass bitch for sitting here with this bitch sitting here talking about slavery. I don't know who this woman is, but we don't claim her, girl. We are disowning you. I am tired of you, hoe. You bitches ain't shit, period. The fact
I don't know if they refer to Auntie, whatever her name is. I forgot her name. But bitch, we like you like oh my goodness, like nobody like who's claiming them? Somebody tell me who claims them. Well, let's continue.
that y'all are sitting with this white bitch talking about your discussing slavery is hella weird to me. Thank you for the super chat. Freedom's March says, good afternoon, beautiful ladies. Hope y'all are doing well. It's time to get on code. These dudes disrespecting black women for chicks like Pasty must be dealt with by us men. So they shall be, period. Because where they do that at? I think I saw another super chat. Let me make sure I get that one too. Shout out to Timothy Blewett says, my disappointment is in the black male hyenas who attack you, Crimson and Courtney. Now we know the reals from the Zambos. And it's very important to understand that certain things expose bigger issues.
Right.
All of these niggas that are allowing Pasty to be who she is in hopes of a paycheck or in hopes of riding her coattails and her taking them with you, they cannot be trusted, period. They cannot be trusted in leadership, in business, or anything else. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ashley says, eat. That's my girl, Ashley, right there from Houston. Hey, girl.
Shout out to you, Ashley.
Thanks, boo. So here go Pasty on her very long-winded, it's been a long time coming of her.
Shit, you want to take this away? Oh no. And there, it was an institution, like globally. So yeah, so how would reparations work with the black slave owners? Would they owe reparations, or because it wasn't about race? For them, they got their slavery and they're like, oh, their freedom, not their slavery. They got their freedom and they're like, oh, I know how to run a plantation. Let me start one. And they went and bought slaves, ran their own plantation, and then they're like,
Where is Pearly Things evidence that black people brought slaves? If black people, let me tell you something. If black people brought slaves, they brought their slaves because to free them. They purchased to free them, not to open up another plantation and reslave it again. Where is her evidence? Where in the history does in the hell when black folks were free from slavery they started a plantation? Where where because when I see it, when slavery was over, black people in the south, black former slaves in the south, they're called free men back in the day, free men. They stayed on their masters, their white masters plantation because they had nowhere to go. They had no money, they don't have no food. They were basically, stranded on their plantation. And not only that, since slavery was over, their white masters had to pay them now. And the former slave masters did not have money to pay them. So what the slave master came up with is that he made up this rule that if slaves damaged anything, any property that belongs to him, they have to owe him money. And having this rule put black people in debt because the slave master did not want to pay his former slaves just working for him. And it wouldn't be that long until the black codes show up, and then a year later, segregation. So, where is Hurley things? Where is her references that black people were slaved other black people? Like that doesn't make any sense. Where?
oh shit, you want to take this away? Oh no. And they're
You see how it's like entertainment and funny for her?
How
Yes.
You
you
see how
going?
her main goal is, since she's trying, you ever seen a man where he gay and he know he gay, and he hates it about himself. So he just tries to convince himself that he's not, and just tries to convince himself that he can just fight these desires. But you gay, there's nothing you can do about it. This is how Pearly is. Pearly is like, deep down in myself, I want to be a slave master. I don't know why I can't shake this feeling. So let me just try my best to convince myself that it's not that bad to feel I want to do this.
Yeah, okay, so let me add on to that. So, Pearly Things, aka Hannah Pearly, she has some kind of fetish with black people being slaves. And I kind of peeked that about her as I'm learning more about her. And this is why she has people from Africa to work for her, because most Africans in Africa are poor. And I'm not saying all of them are, but the ones that she has, that she's getting there, they don't have money like that. And on top of that, she's paying them very little money to work at her production company. So, when you have when cuz let me tell you something. You want to know why black folks don't work for Pearly Things? You know why Pearly Things has Africans? Because she can get away uh, for paying however minimum wage she wants to pay to them. And she don't have to pay the minimum wage like she has to in the States, because if black people if black people were to work for her, she has to pay. And I'm talking about black people in America. She gonna have to pay them the minimum wage, and Pearly thinks she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to pay black Americans for minimum wage. So that's why she went over to Africa and got her workers over there, because she doesn't really have to pay them the minimum wage like that. She could basically just want them working little to free. She wants them to work for free. So that's what I peaked on Miss Pearly Things. But I'm going to get back to the video.
Let me just say that there were black slave owners too. Let me just say it was embellished. Let me just say that some slave owners took care of their slaves, so I know I'm not a bad person for wanting to enslave these niggas.
Man, and she's
Let me tell you something. Yes, slave owners have to take care of their slaves because it was the law. It was the law. If slave owners were caught disrespecting their slaves, and I'm not saying and I'm not saying that this was the case, but I think there was something out there that slave owners were not allowed to kill their slaves. They weren't allowed to kill their slaves, or else they would get fined, right? So it would be stupid for them to do that. And what Miss Pearly thinks is she's historically inaccurate. She's just making up lies. Just she's just making this whole story that, oh, black people had it way gooder in slavery than they did now. Women were raped, men were beaten, slaves were hanged, children had their foot cut off. We worked from sun up to sundown. That was not a vacation for us. That was torture. Pure torture. All right. And I don't know why Miss Pearly Things is saying stuff like this, making it seem like black people didn't have it all that bad. If we did not have it all that bad, then why in the world is black people still suffering today? Why are we still suffering? Why did it take us over 180 years just to get reparations? Because slavery was the Holocaust for black people. It was a Holocaust for black people. Black people, slaves were hanged, women were raped. We worked harsh, we worked very harshly outside. We were beaten. It was very, 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 very bad for slaves that had to work on that plantation. And Miss Pearly Things is trying to downplay that, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And as Black Americans, we should be correcting her as a collective and telling her to shut the fuck up and stop playing Miss. Like, let me tell you, like, I'm about to, I'm about to call Pearly Things rat face because her face looks like a rat. Okay, this woman has no clue what she is saying, how much damage she is, what she's putting out there that will hurt black people around the world. We should sue her for defamation. Like, seriously, we should, black people should come together and sue Miss Pearly for defamation because she is putting harm on black people around the world. That ain't right.
Doing it modern day. And all of y'all raccoon ass dudes out here kissing her ass. I hope that 10% is good enough for you. You know, you did all that ass kissing for 10%, bitch.
Oh, we
10%.
ain't even. Oh, we
Hold on,
ain't even.
5% of the damn 10%. I hope it was worth it, bitch. I hope Just Pearly Death Row and Bitches of a Hustler Records is good enough for you. You did all that.
Okay, I can't agree with them on this one. If I'm going to work with somebody and they're paying me by percentage and they only want to pay me 10%, if that's not a joke, I don't know what is. Bitch, if you're going to have me on your show and you're paying me by percentage, I want a higher percentage because I am sitting there and I am giving views to your channel. I am the one that is making your channel entertaining and make it and bringing in revenue. And you only want to pay me 10% of that? Hell no, bitch. I want 50. I want 50% at least. Ain't nobody gonna rip me off and just gonna pay me 10%. No, 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 no. I want 50. If we can't do that, then we should not be working with each other because I have a life, I have bills to pay, and I'm sitting up here like probably like 2 to 4 hours a day, being a clown for your ass, and you only pay me 10%. Hell no, I want 50, 50, or else it's a no.
That ass kissing for 5% of the damn 10%. I know you motherfucking lying.
See, we gonna talk about all that. We just getting started. We're gonna go ahead and break all that down because you know what's
Break
so
it down.
crazy, Pasty? What's so crazy, Pasty, is you tried to threaten everybody and say you was gonna come for people, and now literally your very own employees are coming for you. And I find that to be so funny. You over here talking about you got your Africans scouring the internet, hoping that no one has said something that they're gonna regret. And whole time now, here you go, where your own your own employee is exposing you. Now, before we show the video of Pearl being exposed for not only being very Suge Knight esque in her business, but also performing humiliation rituals on her employees and making them be her live entertainment. You cannot make this up. Oh, it gets, oh, sweetie, her not paying them is the smallest part of the tea.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me it's
Biggest,
a
the big
Pearl Illuminati? Pearl Illuminati?
Pearl is pretty much Jim Jones. She the female Jim Jones, I feel like. This
Hell
this
no.
And I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for people who work for Just Purdy Things, because you guys already know who she is and you guys still wanted to work for her. I don't feel bad for you. You guys can expose her all you want. You guys can cry all you want. It like y'all can cry until you make a river. Like I don't feel bad for you because you guys know who Pearly Things were in the beginning, but you guys chose to work for her anyway. So I don't feel bad. I really don't.
entire fantasy that Pearl is playing out. And do you know that after all this, we still we still have niggas defending this bitch? Boy, some of y'all niggas,
Yeah, there are, there are raccoons out there that is defending Pearly after she brought in this white dude and co-signing him on white supremacist rhetoric on her very own channel. And I heard that she deleted that interview. However, like, it just goes to show that these guys have no integrity. They don't have any self esteem and any self worth within themselves. They're just giving themselves away because they're seeking validation from this white woman. And it's very sad. It's very sad to watch, to see people getting that desperate so they can be close to whiteness. I don't feel bad at all.
y'all are past coons. I don't even know what to say. Some of y'all have literally made me sick to my stomach. The level of this is more than cooning. Cooning don't even look this bad. The fact that all this stuff is going on and we have niggas still like, no, pasty is not racist. Man, when I say Harriet would have shot y'all niggas, boy, some of y'all niggas,
Man.
I just can't wait for some of y'all niggas time to come. Like some of y'all niggas just need to slip and fall because that you cannot save no nigga who is this desperate for attention and for a dollar that they're willing to rock with Pearl throughout all this. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Any guy like that, I find to be the exact thing that proves that any nigga that say that white supremacy isn't real, that racism is not a thing, Pearl is not racist, she just said something crazy. It's so funny to me how those same people are refusing to acknowledge that Pearl is not working hard at all. She got other people working for her, getting paid, that she's
That
able to pay
part.
on her payroll through her daddy money.
Um, okay, let me read the comments. It doesn't matter. There's already clips going around the internet. I really don't understand why people try to delete things when they get caught saying perkery. Okay, gotcha. You don't know there's screen readings, right? Musty things. She's reading from a script for sure. Like, I wonder who her production team is because when it, like, Just Pretty Things, she does call out women, but her main following are black men. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the white man in the manosphere, I have to applaud them. I had to applaud them from standing their ground and doing what the movement it was meant to be. Because I don't see white men co-signing just pearly things. It's just black men signing this behavior. White men, when it comes to white men in their spaces, if it's just for men, it's just for men. They do not allow females to come into their spaces because it's for men and it's meant for men. But here you go, you have men saying that they're mental and they're going their own way, and fuck females, I'm gonna go celibate, and other, and here you go, you bring in other women that speaks against black women into your spaces. You invite them into your spaces instead of staying in your own lane. And now that this woman is has stabbed you guys in the back, she took her dagger and she stabbed you in the back. Now some of you guys are crying. Y'all should have saw this like miles away that this woman was a racist. And I just don't feel sorry for people like that because you followed her for all these years. You gave her donations. You gave her money, and now that she has came up, she don't need y'all anymore. She don't need y'all. So now what? Who you guys are going to support now? Like, you guys should have saw this a mile away. That's why I do not put people on a pedestal. I put myself on a pedestal because I come first. Me, I come first. I do not put nobody on my pedestal. That pedestal is mine. And it has my name on it. So I don't feel sorry for you guys. Hey, Creative Solutions, how are you? She knows that targeting black women is $1 million business. Exactly. She hopped on that train. And black women, we need to shut people down when they when they put our names in our put our names in their mouth when they speak negativity. We have to shut them down. We have to say no, no, no. We have to be like the Jews, how they shut down Kanye and they got rid of his bag. We need to do the same thing. We need to do the same thing and calling them out. We need to call them out. Let me get back to the video.
Money and she's not even paying it. You
That's the
forget the
part.
fact that Pearl is extremely unattractive and has absolutely zero talent. Do y'all not see how retarded you gotta be? That Pearl literally takes black YouTubers, puts them on her channel, and
Uh, they don't have talent either. People that just talk on the microphone on YouTube, how many hours of the day they choose to, don't have talent. Speaking on the just sitting there in the channel on your channel, speaking on a microphone, and talk about relationships and whatnot. That's not talent. That's just speaking your opinions, speaking your mind. You're not doing anything magical. You're not doing anything that's you know that's getting a lot of people's attention. You're just sitting there reacting to another video. That is not talent. So I don't know what they're talking about. When I saw her, when I saw she was using black women in her thumbnail, the gift was obvious. I just sat back and enjoyed my popcorn because I foresaw this happening. Yeah, and many other black women. Danica wrote poems. I didn't know about six. Hmm. I didn't know Danica wrote poems either. but she doesn't showcase that on her channel. So I gotta see how talented she is in that area, because them talking on a microphone does not make them any greater than what Pearly is doing. Because Pearly, yeah, she's not talented either, but neither is Six and Deacon Marie.
And it's now at 1 million subscribers. So
Mm.
why the fuck the black YouTubers that you have on the channel don't even have half of that? The fact that y'all are willing to lie to yourselves to continue to kiss Pasty's ass blows my mind. She's taken all the people who don't have anywhere near her subscriber count, putting them on her page, and it surpassed everybody in a matter of a year or two. So why the
Wow.
fuck the people that she's using for the talent, why don't they have anywhere close to that at all? But the minute it's a white bitch that owns the channel, she's able to take off that way. And we got niggas still. We got niggas cooning that did all that. You ain't gained no subscribers. You
Nothing.
made no money. You did nothing. You are strictly supporting Pearly off of the hate and disdain for the black man that beat you up and robbed you and put you in a locker, and all the black women who will never in life be sexually attracted to you.
Okay. Just to piggyback on what Six was saying. So basically, the men, like King Riches, for example, he supported Pearly Things during her come up, and he put her on her channel to discuss slavery, racism, and other things that affect black people. And Miss Pearly Things know about this. She knows, but he brought her on her channel anyway, and he introduced her to new subscribers. But when Pearly Things started to be on her own and started creating her own content, that's when millions of views. She became popular overnight, and she got millions of subscribers overnight. And now men such as King Riches is very upset because Pearly surpassed him in views, and she showed her true colors to him. There is no way in hell that this man could have seen that this woman was racist, because when he gave her the book on racism or slavery or whatever, Miss Pearly Things dismissed him and pushed the book aside, and that should have been a red flag to him that this woman might have been racist. But you know how niggas are, they just want that validation, and that's sad. That's the wrong. I Black women, don't become these people that seeks validation. You are your own validation. Validate yourself. You are what's important at the end of the day. But let me see. A video of her prom popped up in my algorithm. She has a passion, but it was a bunch of mewling and pick me stuff about building a brother up. I don't feel bad for him. He was excusing her racism to pedestalize her whiteness. Exactly. That's all they're doing is pedestalizing her whiteness. And look to where it got in them. Nowhere. She did not invite them to her channel. She did not give them any followers. She done nothing for them. And now they're sitting there crying because they're on the lower spectrum of YouTube. And they have not reached any of the subscriber count as Pearly Things did. And that's why they're mad. Let's continue.
Because half of y'all are in the closet, or half of y'all stopped growing at age 12. Now you're mad, and now that anger is fueling you to make a fool of yourselves. And some of y'all dumbasses are still subscribed to these people. When if you can't see by now that these fools would sell your ass up the river in a second. Now, this is a TikTok from a woman who describes the very intricate and complicated jealousy that white women have of black women. This is why the first thing that Pasty did when she passive aggressively came for us in that chat was to say something. Do y'all know that Pasty had the nerve to say that she could have ass too? Like, out of everything that me and you have said and done, the first thing that bothered Pasty was the fact that she has no ass.
You know what, Pasty? We could have a million subscribers too and make millions of dollars too if we had a rich father that paid for our success, paid for our equipment, paid for our Africans. Pearly, if we could pay a bunch of workers to do all of the hard.
They're right. They're right. They can get to a million subscribers. Anybody could get to a million subscribers, right? But in order for you to get to a million subscriber, you need a production team just like Pearly Things to get behind you and to give you that success that Pearly is having right now. But they're not doing that because they're not doing their research. They're not have they don't have an open mind. They don't have none of that, and that's why they don't like. How many subscribers do D6 have? I'm pretty sure it's not even close to what Pearly Things is at right now. Let me see. They're at 10K subscribers. So they're not even near where Pearly is at. And to say that you guys could get millions of subscribers, I don't see you guys doing that because you guys don't have an open mind. And you guys are not giving black women advice on how to go about men like this. But, I don't know what to say. Like, they could get a production team to go behind them. But they need to have influence. They need to have influence, and these women don't have it because these women are not influential. They're giving bad advice to women and putting them in harm's way. That's not influential. I would not follow women that put other women in harm's way. Absolutely not.
Hard work for us and we just show up with equipment and cameras, we too, Pearly, could have, I would guarantee you, well over a million subscribers. Let somebody invest millions into me in 6. Do you know what we could do? And you're an ugly bitch, okay?
You ugly as fuck.
Ugly
And
as
the more
hell,
I look at you, the more ugly you
and
get.
and untalented. A copy and paste bitch, and didn't even paste it right. But that's all. That's a different story. But could you imagine what we could have that you have if we had the privilege that you have, Pearly?
Or if
See,
we just bought subscribers. Or if
yeah,
we
I
just
mean,
bought subscribers. Because I'm telling you, that bitch bought her some subscribers. Because your numbers don't add up. We got the same views, and you over there with a million. I'm not understanding. You got a million subscribers. Why your videos don't have higher views quicker? It's
well,
giving you bought. It's
I'll
giving
tell
you
you
bought
because
subscribers.
Let me. I think I can explain that. Just because, hey, antebellum, how you doing, sweetheart? The reason why people like, and this goes for anybody that have more subscribers and get less views. The reason why that is because just because you have lots of subscribers doesn't mean everybody just tune in. Some people could be subscribed to you because they like your content. Some people can subscribe to you, but they don't watch your videos. They barely watch your videos, and that's why women get the views like that is because of it's because of people's videos are not being pushed through the algorithm like that. And just Pearly Things, yeah, her videos are getting pushed through the algorithm, but it depends is watching her videos. Not everybody is going to get the same views or all like all. Not a lot of people's subscribers are going to watch their videos. Okay, and that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But let me continue.
Subscribers.
I won't say that, but I will say that
I
it
will.
could be a
I want to look at how many people watch their videos. 36 k views. So so they got 36k views on this video and 10 subscribers. However, out of those 10 subscribers, I'm sorry, give me sorry about that. That was wrong. Out of those 36k subscribers, nobody subscribed to their channel. They just was viewing it like we are now. They're just viewing the video, but they're not subscribing. It says a lot. We cannot sit there and say you got all these subscribers and people, uh, but you people are not watching your videos like that. When in reality, you really don't have people subscribing to your channel like that. You're getting the views, but you're not getting the subscribers. So I'll be careful for what I say. People has to be careful because not everybody's going to match their subscribers. It just is what it is.
instance of people are not genuinely interested in Pearly. You know, they're only subscribing because maybe she's doing these uploads that it's like, oh, okay, well, I like this content. Let me go ahead and subscribe. But when it comes to actually, sitting there and digesting her content and what she really has to say and what she really has to offer, it's like, no, thank you. It could be that. So with me and you six, could you imagine what we could do when all of our success, quote unquote, that we don't have, I guess, is organic and not bought. Nobody invested millions into us. We don't have workers. Everything that we do is on our own. Because you imagine the success that we could have and the engagement and the views. And if we had white privilege, it would be even better because then we wouldn't be shadow banned and then we would have them pushing us on the algorithm. Like Pearl is making it seem as though all of her reach, all of her success is self-made, and it's not.
It's
And
not.
it's really a
Okay. I cannot say that for sure. I don't think it's not either. However, what I can say is this. I I really do think when it comes to subscribers and views and stuff like that, it's kind of like, up and down. And people don't watch other people's videos. Yes, they could be subscribed to your channel, but they don't watch your videos like that because they're probably interested in other people's content that is more popular than yours, or people are probably getting bored and of the same talking points, and they probably want something new. uh so people get bored real quick if you keep regurgitating the same talking points over and over again. People are going to get bored, they're going to lose interest, and pretty soon they're not going to watch your channel no more, or they're just going to unsubscribe because they keeps hearing the same thing over and over again, and they want They want something new. Yeah, they were part of the manosphere, but since Pearly Things came into the scene, now they want to switch up, and I'm not buying that.
Slap in the face that you have these raccoons trying to push that narrative as well.
Right.
We wouldn't be shadow banned, and then we would have them pushing us on the algorithm.
I do agree that there is racism involved when it comes to YouTube and putting certain people in the algorithm, because I'm gonna tell you guys now that bashing black women, that will push you through the algorithm just by bashing black women alone, right? But if no one's bashing black women, your content is not going to be pushed like that. Yeah, if you're in gaming, like it depends. YouTube, like I don't know, like yes, black women's channels don't get pushed like that. I don't get pushed like that in the algorithm. That's why I tell you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Just share my channel to other people, because YouTube is not pushing my channel like that. They're really not. They're pushing mostly content that uh, and they pushing other people's content more because, for one, they it has to be based on looks. It has to be based on looks, and if you don't fit a certain phenotype, then you're not going to be pushed like that. Yeah, you're going to get subscribers. They might push you a little bit, but not as much as a Pearly Things. That I can agree on. We all know that YouTube is really not fair when it comes to certain content creators. Disingenuous, exactly. Yeah, she does. She got them switching up talking points because these men stabbed them in the back. They stabbed her in the back, and and chunk up the deuces. And now that these women, they're crying, they're crying and saying that these men ain't loyal. We've been telling y'all that.
Them like Pearl is making it seem as though all of her reach, all of her success is self-made, and it's not. And
Yeah.
it's really a slap in the face that you have these raccoons trying to push that narrative as well.
Right. Thank you for the super chat. Aunt says they extort.
Well, you guys tried it too. Don't act like you guys were not talking the same talking points as Pearly Things. It's just that your channel did not get the views like you wanted to. And now that just Pearly Things is getting on a popularity, now you guys want to cry and say that these men ain't shit. I don't feel sorry for these women, not at all. I do not care how much they switch up. You guys are you guys can stay in your complaining about what the black minister done to y'all, coming after y'all and all that stuff. We told you guys this. We told you that these men don't like you, but I digress. They don't have real talent to bash their own. Exactly. These people that bash black women, they don't have talent, but their videos get pushed into the algorithm because I'm going to be honest with you. Black women, we are bullied. We're the face of a joke in everyone's jokes. Everyone's. And we don't have a protected space that can protect us from these bullying. And I'm very disappointed in YouTube for pushing these channels to the forefront because it brings harm and danger to black women. It brings harm to black women. And now, um, black women, I want you guys to, um, here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to go to your local, go to your local governments and let them know that this is unacceptable. That we have people bullying black women on online for no apparent reason whatsoever, just to bully us and to make fun of us just because we have different features than them. That is not right, and we need to shut that down. Like right now, it needs to shut down right now. We need a law passed that forbids people to talk about black women in a negative light.
Supporting MFers for publishing rights and advance money like the rap game now. Thank you for the super chat, Marvel. Said, "Oh, you ladies, this we must stay loyal to the ebony goddesses and push the other women like pasty to the side. You are appreciated. Thank you so much, my brother. We appreciate you." Now, I'm going to play this clip because this is very important. This is an important thing that we need to talk about before we break down that these niggas is slaving for her for free.
Wow.
It's a sad world out here. Let me see. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Okay.
So this lady asks, this black lady, are white women really that scared of black women? And I'm going to say yes. And this is my opinion as a white woman who is 53 years old and has lived in the South in Georgia my entire life. And, but it's not being scared, but it's a fear. And it's not a physical fear, it is the mental fear. It is what we see in you and what we see you doing and how it challenges us and the fear of that. So we see black women and we see how strong you are. We see you coming together as a community. We see you supporting each other. We see you supporting your community, supporting your families, supporting your children, going out and fighting for your rights, um, being authentic in your race and in your femininity. Anyway, um, and we're jealous. I think we're jealous because we would love to be that, I think, and we don't know how to break out of the indoctrination that we have been suppressed by our entire lives. And I'm not giving white women a pass, don't get me wrong, but I know I and most women have been told, our white women have been told our entire lives, be quiet, know your place, be a good girl, um, don't rock the boat, don't be too much. And when you are any of those things, you are ostracized because you have rocked their boat. And that is what black women are. You rock our boat, our mental boat, because you challenge us to look at how we are deficient and not living in our truth, and it makes us uncomfortable. And people don't like to be uncomfortable. And it makes us start to question ourselves. And people don't like to question themselves. We would rather live in our little bubble of white supremacy and what we know and comfortableness. I know it's not a word. Than a lot.
You guys, I'm gonna step out for a minute. I'll be right back. Just listen to the rest of the video and I'll be back with my commentary.
A lot of people would, white women would, rather than challenge themselves to grow and know more, because it's easy. Doing the work is hard. It's really hard. I've been doing the work the past several years, and it's hard. It is hard admitting some truth about yourself and some truth about yourself as a white woman. So, yeah, I think that white women are scared of black women because you challenge us in that way, and a lot of us
Wow.
don't like it. And that's why we fear you. It's because we fear what you make us face.
Wow.
Big facts. Okay, shout out to that white lady. Boy, that's one white lady that, boy, when I tell you she ate and left no crumbs, big facts. And that's why the fuck Pasty will see me and you live at the same time and seen that coon ass, bitch ass nigga live at the same time and was shaking in her boots and was too scared to come over here. How the fuck we live at the same time, but you gonna skip over our live, go to the coon ass nigga live and then talk shit? And that's why you niggas who be cooning like that need to be ashamed of your goddamn self, because that's a perfect example right now. You see how Pearly knew to stay in her motherfucking place and not come in our face when it came to that live stream. But look how you made her comfortable to go come say that shit over there. Thank you for the cash app, William. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you for the cash app, Carrie. That was a big cash app. Wow, thank you. Thank you for the cash app, Tyrell. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
shout out to
cash app.
Tyrell.
You know what's so crazy is I saw a YouTuber that was literally getting so much super chats. He was like, "Oh my god, guys, please stop sending super chats. You're sending too many." And I said, "You know what? It's weird to me. How come niggas don't get mad when other niggas get cash apps and super chats, but when we get cash app and super chat, it's, oh, why are you financially supporting their channels? Why are you sending them bitches some money? That's weird. How come y'all don't get mad when niggas send other niggas money?
Right.
But then when men support our channel financially, y'all be mad."
Right.
I think that's so weird. But anyway, I like this comment right here from Sean Williams. He says, "But now you see why her and plenty of whites don't want us to get reparations. Just Pasty knows she is below average in every way. But the fact that we don't have the money is what allows her to thrive." Big facts. I told y'all, my grandfather literally got all of his money taken out the bank account. Okay. Our grandparents would save money and they'll go to the bank, and then white folks would be like, "We don't know what money you're talking about." That's back before there was computers and electronic records. So then white folks was literally just taking our money out our bank accounts. When we would have life insurance, they would refuse to pay out life insurance policy, redlining. I saw Pearl Ho bitch ass talking about, why are black people so mad about redlining? Like, why don't you just move that? So, Sean, you're absolutely right. That's exactly why hoes like Pasty will sit there and say she don't want reparations, because she knows that that's the great equalizer.
I'm telling you, sis, we would blow her out the water.
Blow her out the water. Anybody checking for that ugly ass Neanderthal bitch looking like Thor? Fuck that
Right.
bitch. Pussy ass hoe sitting here speaking on us. Bitch, I can't believe you had the audacity to speak on me, bitch. You ain't on my level, hoe. You better stay on your motherfucking level, bitch. Don't ever your motherfucking life speak on us. I can't believe you even have the audacity to speak on us. Just stop.
Stop.
So now we saw King Riches. Look at this nigga. This got to be the worst one.
Okay, before we go into King Riches, I have to say something that that white woman just said. She said that the reason why they are afraid of black women is because we challenge the status quo. We do not sit there and take shit from nobody. We actually challenge people. We actually stand up for ourselves. We actually say what's on our minds. And white women, they don't know how to do that because they, it's like the woman said, they were told not to speak up for themselves. And now that this woman came out and say that they're jealous of black women, I I believe it to an extent. I think some people can be inherently racist just because you are black, but I think there's more to it than black women, challenging the status quo. I think it's our beauty, our bodies, the way we wear our hair. They see that black women can look good in any style: braids, dreadlocks, twists, afro, straight hair, curly hair. You name it. Black women can do it all. Okay? And these women are mad because black women, like, we were born we were born that way. Like we can't help the way we were born. And for us to get all these hatred, it's very sad. It is. It's very sad, and things need to change because black women don't deserve to get hated on just because of the color of our skin. We deserve to be loved and appreciated, just like anybody else. But they're about to go in on King Riches right now, and I have something to say about that too because we talked about King Riches moments ago because I can't feel sorry for this dude because he let Pearly on his platform and she just stabbed him in the back. So before I do that, let me read y'all comments. Mm, they don't have real talent. This is Pearly. She can, yeah. Let me see.
I'm sorry, but this nigga right here, somebody just please, like, can natural selection just do its thing? Because this shit irritate me so fucking bad. I don't know who this nigga is, but can you just fall off the face of the earth? Look at this nigga. It gets no worse than this. This got to be the worst one of all. Let me show y'all this shit. So now we heard King Rich's bitch ass sit there talking about how even if Pearly was a racist, would it make sense for me to stop working for her, see how good things are going for me? Would it make sense for me to stop working for her? Eh? Then we come to find out, hoe ass nigga, you ain't even getting paid. Oh my God. Look at this
King,
nigga.
King Richards, come over here. Okay, we'll give you $2.
Like,
Shit.
nigga, you is a bitch ass nigga. Like, you is a
You
bitch.
ain't gotta be on a the Pearl Illuminati records. You ain't gotta do that.
So this is a YouTuber again, Mike TV. Shout out to Mike TV. Look at this, man. This shit make me nauseous. Look at this nigga.
I'm trying to get my Africans in America. My Africans. Oh, gosh. I don't know why you had to do that, like that little, rewind 3 times. Like,
she literally spoke of you as fucking property, and you ain't got a goddamn thing to say about it. You gonna bitch and whine because of the fact that MTR ran the clip back 3 times, y'all. This man is gonna bitch and whine about the fact that MTR played it back 3 times in a goddamn row when she just called you her fucking property, my African. Whole nother level. She just called you property, my guy. You're a token black, like on South Park. You know the little black character who's literally called Token? You're a fucking token. How dare yourself call yourself a King Richard? King Richie. King Riches. You ain't a king, you a fucking serf to a white broad from the Midwest who moved to
Mike TV is a white dude, by the way, and he's reacting to King Rich's video. So basically, he's exposing King Riches for bowing down to Pearly after she basically called him like a slave and her servant. So I gotta give kudos to him for a white man pointing that out and pointing out Pearly Thanks racism. Um, he he saw him as a white man. He knew that Pearly's racist, but King Riches couldn't see that, and he's a black man from Britain, and Britain has a history of being racist. Okay, like I don't understand that, but let's keep playing it.
Theo Country and paid y'all a couple of shillings to come and buck dance on her podcast. King Riches
I'm
went on a
sorry.
tirade for over
Funny
an
as
hour about
Shout out to you, brother Mike TV, nigga. You funny as hell. Boy, you had me broke. Boy, he read that nigga for a fill, period.
Damn, read him like a motherfucking
book.
book.
That was some whole shit right there.
And then y'all cold ass niggas letting her in. Beef. Is that what the blacks say? Beef? Is that, or was it steak? Beef.
So this dude on the microphone here, his name is King Richard. Not Riches. This is a different person. This is King Richard. Okay, so I'm thinking that he's also from Britain. I don't know. But they have something to say about him. So let's just see.
This is fucking trash, sis.
Oh my God.
This is trash, sis.
Man, I'm trying to find this clip
And for
that
us to just be, and I can't even say us, because unfortunately it is these old ass calling that.
you old ass nigga, y'all big. First of all, my daddy taught me a man supposed to provide what he need with his own two hands, period. A man should never even look for nothing from a woman, period. Okay. Let alone to be an old ass nigga hoping to get a piece of the pie from a white bitch. Do you know how against natural masculinity that is?
Man,
That goes against everything that should be natural in a man. For you to sit and, first of all, it's not even natural for a man to kiss the ass of a woman in order for a leg up. That's weird. Throughout history, sometimes it's the man, the provider. We have women where we may have to mind our mouth and just shut the fuck up because the man, the leader, the man, the provider. But do you know how much you have to go against your natural manhood to sit and let this woman call you her property and call you a nigga to shut the fuck up in hopes you get a piece of her pie? Nigga, bye. Well, I don't know what the hell is wrong with these niggas. These old ass niggas so desperate for a dollar.
for 2%, nigga, I'll give you 2%.
Man, I was trying to find the clip, but I can't find it.
We might need to go ahead and get in on this, because if she giving niggas $1 a day and they helping her to make millions, like, what are we doing? Should we go out and buy some other?
They not making no money off of her. That's the crazy part about it.
Shit, I mean, I got $100. Can I? What can we do for $100?
No, it ain't that easy. They gonna have to shake some ass for it, Danica. Okay, I know niggas was out here twerking and shaking ass for $1. I know men was doing that. So
he's shaking his ass for 100, for 100. Oh goodness! Yet they had no problem going against nature for telling us to build with them. Man, bye. Like, who wants to build with men that don't even want to build? Like they don't have no desire of making their own community and trying to make their own community thrive, but they want to go into another mass community and thrive there. Like, that don't make any sense. Like,
if they want to sit here and twerk for Pearl to get $1, they're gonna have to twerk for us too. So if y'all niggas is
if you have watched 2 or more of our videos and you have not subscribed,
tell them.
Then we have what, Pearl?
Beef.
What have we got?
Beef.
Exactly. So you better get doing that right now. Over to you, Pearl. I'm making this video today.
Thank you for the super chat. Life from NYC said Pearl was not interviewing that racist Nick. Them two were having a good time.
Hold on, I'm trying.
How she was saying,
yeah, like the premises. Okay, there's a girl named Mrs. Midwest.
So basically, King Richard is now backtracking his regrets for letting Pearly Things on his show, and now he's making an apology video and calling out Pearly Things. But I'm not buying it. I'm really not.
I've been on social media for a while, and I have done interviews with the likes of Tommy Robinson, Sargon of Akkad, politicians like Lee Jasper, and also Lin May and people from the music industry like So Solid, Mega Man to be exact. Now, Pearl was reacting to my content prior to coming to the UK. And so when she came to the UK, I was very interested in the content that she would actually put out. And it just so happened that she was putting out content that I was interested in. similar to what the late great Kevin Samuels actually put out. And I understand it because I myself had been embroiled in court cases and things of that nature when it comes to the mother of my son, and understand that the gynocentric order in which we live in is something that needs to be spoken about. So when she came to London, she said that she wanted to make a podcast. And I said, no problem. Okay, let's talk about it. And I decided to feature on her show. Now, when I featured on her show, because of my following in the UK, people would tune in. So essentially, I helped Pearl grow her channel. Okay. I was on there week to week, and I was working.
I highly doubt that he did, but we're gonna let him tell it because now he's crying to his subscribers that Pearly Things got millions of subscribers, and I'm still stuck at the bottom, and nobody has gotten me to the level of Pearly Things. So that's basically what he is saying. He's not calling out the racism of Pearly Things. He is actually regretting putting that woman on his show, and she's not hollering at him or shouting him out for getting him to getting her the subscribers that he gave her, and he barely has any. He barely has any, but let him tell it. Wait a minute. They want him to work for them. Isn't Danica married? I don't know. A lot of people saying that they're married and such, but they don't act like it. Okay, they don't. They really don't act like they married. But let them tell it.
With her based on a fee. So the tragic death of Kevin Samuels happened, and there was a vacuum within the manosphere space. Who was it going to be filled by? It was actually filled by Just Pearly Things along with other content creators. Now, I believe that the reason why this space was filled is because Kevin Samuels had a large following of black men. And these black men were essentially fed up with the way feminism had taken over their community, specifically their women. So when he died, there was a vacuum and a lot of black men looking for content like this. And it was filled by Pearl. And I believe that Pearl rose to fame because she herself was the opposite of what those men had been seeing. She was a white woman. She wasn't the types of women that they had been seeing. And essentially, she was regurgitating Kevin Samuels' content. So I began working with Pearl.
And you know what? That's very.
Let me push it forward. Okay, it's buffering. I don't understand. I'm trying to listen to him, and this video is back in 2000 and it's just last year, 2022.
And from the beginning, I started to think that, and from the beginning,
Shut the fuck up.
Right, like.
So I don't.
And this is
and
a
from the
video that they should talk about reparation and how black people shouldn't get reparation because slavery wasn't that bad. So this is the video that I was referring to when I started to rant on what she just said, which is historically not accurate. She's lying, and she's just making up stories so that you know she could get audience to actually believe what she's saying when in actuality that's not true at all.
beginning, I started to think that maybe this girl has a colonial mindset. Now, we all know that we don't want to be paranoid, so I kept working with her. However, the more I worked with her, is the more that I saw. She had a colonial type viewpoint when it came to Black people. And I had to school her a few times on what it was like to be Black and the Black experience, and also what slavery and colonization was actually like.
Do you think that historical catastrophes must be compensated for?
No.
No.
That's stupid.
So then, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing.
Yeah.
So then, how come there were groups of people that got compensation then?
How come?
For instance, like Jewish people, Chinese people, Japanese people with the bombs. Like there were groups of people who got compensated.
I don't know.
So it wasn't fair.
What? Well, I'm talking about like when I think about group, I think about reparations. So I don't. I mean, maybe if the people were still alive today, like I don't know, maybe. But
you see how she doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. He's asking you very specifically. He's saying the Japanese got reparations. He's saying the Jews got reparations. He's saying, so why did they get the reparations, but you don't think Black Americans should get it? And she talking about, I'm talking about reparations. I don't know. Like, girl, are you slow?
Okay, so I have to agree with Danica and Six on this one. That didn't make any sense at all, because the man asked you a question to why is it that other nations get reparation and the Holocaust never started. Well, the Jewish Holocaust never started in the United States in the first place, but we're giving them reparations. But how come other groups that suffered through that suffered their pain get reparations, and Black people such as American Black people who have suffered in this country for 200 years, we don't get any reparations? And it's due to the fact, for quote unquote what Miss Pearly Things is saying, that, oh, if the people were still alive, what the people who still being alive have to do with their descendants now? Because I can tell you, people that died or suffered for their pain through their Holocausts, I bet you their parents and grandparents are not living today, but they're still getting reparations. So what does us having to live a long time ago have to do with us not getting reparations? That's BS, because if you can see, Black people are still getting shut down by the police. We're still getting discrimination against our jobs, and we're just getting everything from the four corners of the earth, and nobody don't seem to care. And this is why when you're cooning for racism, it really doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense what this woman is saying, because what does the people in the past have to do with now? We're still their descendants. We're still getting we're still facing racism in this country. So just for her to say something like that, that is stupid. That was not smart at all. Wait a minute. They want okay, I read that already. She took the crown in a shorter amount of time. Exactly. Pearly Things was just like swoop, took the crown away from the female manosphere and said, I'm the new queen now. I'm the new queen of the manosphere, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it.
I think her brain automatically defaults to Black people when you talk about reparations, which is why she goes to I don't believe in it. I don't think you should get it. But then when
Right.
he further presses the issue and brings up other races of people who actually got reparations, now she's like, oh well, I mean, maybe if they're still alive, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Right. Like, what are you saying? We are saying that they got reparations right now. They were not the ones that went through it and they got reparations. Still get
Right.
reparations. We're
Right.
not going to talk about how the slave owners got reparations for having to let go of their slaves. You know what I'm saying? This bitch she just so threatened by black people, and she just wants to keep her financial head start so much. And she's like, listen, she told Sarah, like, listen, nigga, I don't know what the fuck you got going on. All I know is I don't want you niggas catching up to me financially because I'm ugly and pasty, and my only advantage over you is a financial advantage. So I don't need you niggas over here getting the reparations because then what?
I think, in my opinion, that a lot of women are ahead of black men. So it's not just Pearly Things that's ahead of black men. Black women financially are ahead of black men, which is sad. It is very sad that it came to that, because if black men were working today and they worked in the same profession as black women, they will make 10 times more, and it's because of the male. But since they're not working, black women are basically the head of the households because they're making the most money and they can afford to get a house. But I digress.
What am I gonna do? That's how dense this bitch's mind is.
Yeah.
And yet and still we have niggas defending this bitch. And this right here is exhibit A on why
I'm not surprised. You guys shouldn't be either, because Pearly Things is the type of woman they were going for. She is the white woman that would, okay, so she is the woman that they're hoping to lift them up and put them on. Because let me tell you something, and it's like the old saying goes, black women, black women up uh, cannot put black men in certain spaces, because we're not up there with the white woman. And you want to know why we can't get black men in certain spaces? It's because black men can't get in certain spaces. So when they want to sit there talk about, the difference between black men and black women, so why can't so you got to tell me this. Black women can't get in these same spaces because black men are not in those same spaces. They don't interact with the wealthy population because they're not wealthy. They don't have money, and they can't get into certain spaces. And that's why black women can't get in certain spaces, is because of the men in their community. They don't have social status. It's all about social economic status. If you don't have money, no, these rich people are not going to let you in their spaces, and that's just a fact. She's a plant, exactly. It's just a fact. If you don't have money, you can't get into these spaces. They're not going to talk to you. And it just goes back to that one tweet. I think it was a tweet or a Facebook message. I don't know, or was it Instagram? One of those social media platforms that asked a question to a lot of people, and the question was, would you rather have dinner with Jay-Z or take 500K? And to my to people's response, people pick dinner with JC over the 500K. And Jay-Z responded, "You better take the 500K." And I have to agree with Jay-Z on that one because, for one, Jay-Z would not be cut dead with somebody that's making less with them. Two, Jay-Z would not get you on anywhere. And he really doesn't care about people like that. He's just worried about himself and maintaining the bag. He don't want people like us in his space. And that's why I'm trying to tell people that you guys you guys can't get into these spaces because you don't have the social status. And Jay-Z has a social status and wealth because he hanged around the Rockefellers. He hanged around them. So if I were to ask that question, I'll take the 500K because at least I can build a business off of 500K.
Flash.
This is Exhibit A on why I will drag my tits down the banks of sand through the entire Pacific coast before you ever catch me explaining racism, slavery, and colonialism to white people.
And that's what I hate about Black people doing that. I hate when they do that. Why are we explaining racism to white people when they already know the history of slavery because their parents taught them about slavery and taught them how to be racist? And not only that, we need to stop because these people really don't care. They don't really care like that. They really don't. They can care less about you being a slave because, to be honest with you, they wish slavery would return so that you guys could work for free and you know they want to they let's just put it this way, they want the good old days to come back, and they're not talking about the 1950s. They're talking about the 1700 when slavery became legal. So I don't know why we keep slave explaining to these people when they just don't care. Stop explaining slavery to non-black people. Okay, they already know. They know slavery better than us. Okay, let's stop it with the BS.
They know more about it and how it works than you do. That's what y'all gotta realize. See, I don't know if it's because I have uncles that married white women and I have some of them in my family where I've heard them when they get real comfortable in their own homes and how they talk. But what y'all better realize is when y'all see these white men take their sons and daughters out at age 7, 8 and buy them guns and teach them how to shoot, that is all in fear of Black retaliation. That is to protect them against Black people. I don't know if y'all understand this, but them people from diapers study slavery, racism, how it happened, why it happened. They know more about it than you do. But then y'all dumbasses sit there in their face trying to educate them, and they just sit there and play dumb like, oh, really? Oh, really? Meanwhile, they done read 20 books, did 20 essays, and been learning about this shit since they was in diapers. These motherfuckers know you better than you know you. And that's why you keep getting got.
Like when you said historical, I thought you meant like at the past,
in the
not
past.
The present.
Yeah, so like in the past, so like people talk about slavery. So in the past, you know, the Holocaust happened. In the past, you know, the Japanese, but people got compensated for it.
Yeah.
There's a book, right, called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And when you read that book, you realize that the whole Industrial Revolution and stuff like that was started because of the colonization. And you just think, Well, if you didn't do that, then you wouldn't be as successful.
So, what do you mean by the colonization?
So the colonization of Africa. So both the people and the resources, right? There's a direct correlation between the colonization of Africa and the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
And so with all the metals and the rubber and all this kind of stuff coming from Africa, it fueled the Industrial Revolution of the West.
Wait, so you're saying like in Africa, when you say colonize, you're saying like did England come in and colonize?
Yeah, like so European, France, Spain, Portugal, England.
And they like enslaved Africans and
yes.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
So they enslaved and at least colonized the continent.
Okay.
So when you colonize a continent and then you take ownership of the resources, you're able to gather those resources together and use them to your own benefit.
Right.
And so you gather those resources, use them to your own benefit and build up your economy, all the while messing up the economy of that actual country.
Right.
So that video was filmed in 2022. And in that video, what you saw was me attempting to tell Pearl and show Pearl what colonization was like. How people went to another group of people and took their resources and took what was theirs and built their empire off of it. So when Pearl now plays like she doesn't know what colonization is and she doesn't know what slavery is, and she says these insensitive statements, in that video, I actually attempted to give her a book. It was called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. I've read it myself. She semi-dismissed that book. She kind of dismissed that book. And then she went on with herself to go and interview a man like Nick Fuentes. Pearl has Africans that work for her. Now, Nigeria has many issues. Now, the disparity in Nigeria has rich and poor people living just on the breadline.
And to that comment, why is she smirking? She's smirking because she knows, like I said, more about this than he does. And she's sitting there smirking because she's thinking to herself, nigga, I can't believe you sitting here explaining this shit to me, nigga. I already know, but I'm just gonna see
as if I give a fuck, bitch. She thinking about, this 10-90 split as he talking like, yeah, I know what this is already. My daddy taught me this at 2. Little do you know, Birdman hand rub, nigga.
She over there like, yawn, nigga.
She like,
over there like, nigga, I know this shit already, dumb nigga.
And Pearl has these types of people working for her. They edit her videos. They make her thumbnails.
So, look what I have here. This is evidence to show how hard my Americans work. No, hold on. You forgot, yeah? This is how hard my white Americans work. Oh, yeah, sorry.
King Riches, bruh, man. Name one coon worse than King Riches. Like King Riches, what type of sorry excuse of a man? Like, you're pitiful. The fact that take away everything else. The fact that you are kissing a bitch ass for your basic survival. How do you sleep at night? Like, when you look in the mirror, do you really see a man?
The most important thing is family.
Hold on,
AAA
y'all.
shares the same.
The commercials are on.
I'm sorry, but there's no way that you doing all this and you can really look at yourself in the mirror as a black man and like what you see.
Well, what do you expect from a self-hating raccoon such as King Richard? Because if you guys were honest, these guys never like themselves because they hate what they see in the mirror. They hate the fact that they share the same features as a black woman. They hate their features. They hate the way they look. So in order to get away from blackness, they chase everything other than blackness. And it's the truth. And Cynthia G said it best. These men would do anything to wash away their gene pool, and they don't care how many generations it will take. They will try to wipe out their blackness. And it's the truth, because these men, they don't they don't, when these guys date, it's not out of genuine love or looking for a wife. It's basically, I just love your white skin and I like your hair, so we're gonna make a baby together. And let's just hope she comes out with light skin and good hair. That's what they're wishing. She only with black men because she's subpar in her community. A quality man from her community won't even spare her a passing grace. Exactly.
Now, I don't know if it's because you look like a dinosaur, but I know for a fact that you must be ashamed of who you are. Because how can you, as a man, sit and kiss ass like this? Oh, no, 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 no. And I, ooh, child, that's why I'm, man, listen. Nigerians do not let Black Americans speak on them. Y'all remember when I did that video and that post about the woman king?
Okay, forget the woman king.
Rhetoric that's disrespectful to its history or anything like that. When you see men who are
how hard African Americans work. And she also used the term my Africans. Much of what Pearl says is determined by her management, which she has said to me on many occasions that she shares with Candace Owens. So when you have a colonial mindset and you have a management who tell you what to say, what generally happens in my personal point of view and what I actually saw was that she began to start paying people pittance. She began to start offering contracts to people that owned them, just like a colonial master would. Case in point, myself and Pearl sat down to have a conversation about me signing to her contractually. And I want to make this very clear. I have never signed to the Just Pearly Things network. I have always been an independent. Pearl has known that, and I have known that. And so anytime I worked with Pearl, we had agreed a fee, and I worked for that fee. I have never been signed to the Just Pearly Things contracts. However, she has signed a few Africans, namely King Riches and Auntie Jenny. Now, I have no problem with a King Riches or an Auntie Jenny. However, if we look at the contracts that they signed, you would understand the reason why I use the term colonization and colonial. Now, myself and Pearl sat down to have a conversation, and she expressed to me that she wanted to do a new segment for her show. In that segment, she said that she would like me to present a topical news show on a day-to-day basis. So I said, okay, no problem. Talk to me. What are we talking about? And she said she would want me within her studio 4 days per week. I said, okay, from what time? She said from 10 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. And I said, okay, well, that is 7 hours. I said, so working 4 to 5 days a week for 7 hours is essentially a day job. I said to her, okay, so what is my guaranteed fee at the end of the month? What is the salary? And she looks at me and she says, we do not do guarantees and we do not do salaries. So I said, so if you don't do guarantees and you don't do salaries, what is it that you actually do? And she said she does percentages. So I said, okay, cool. Well, what's the percentage? She said, Sarah, you're the high end, so you will get 70-30. So I said, fine, okay, let me listen. 70% goes to me and 30% goes to you. Now she looked at me and she said, no, 70% goes to me, Pearl, and 30% goes to me, Sarah Garvey. And that's when I started scratching my head. And I said, hang on a minute. So are you telling me that's a high-end contract for you? She said, yes. And I said, so are you saying that Just Petty Things Network has other people on low-end contracts? She said, yes. I said, King Rich's and Auntie Jenny? She said, yes. I said, what's the low end? She said, it's 10 to 15%.
I know you fucking lying, sis. That's worse than you could nigga just start a YouTube channel. You know, they'll give you a better deal
Oh,
than
that's
that.
what you fail to, that's what you fail to understand. This is the point.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right there because I'm going on 2 hours. But as y'all can see there, that this guy, I don't know what to say on this, but this guy put this woman on his show for her to turn around. And I already explained this already. And these guys are going on these apology tours and all that stuff. Like, y'all can keep your apology because y'all wasn't you guys did not have the backs for the women that were sticking up for y'all against the divestors. Y'all sure in hell didn't have their back. So, and that's what you get. You should have stayed in your lane, and now you guys gotta sit there and eat your food because now you guys came to the realization that Pearly wasn't going to get you guys on in the first place. And there's a lot of coons. I just realized there's a lot of coons in Great Britain. A lot of them. Because they also see white as, something that could get them out of their situation or get them kids lighter or however they whatever they're going on with their self hate. But I just can't stand people. I really can't. Like, y'all the ones who brought Pearly Things to a million views, so I'm not even going to feel sorry for people. But this should be a lesson to black women not to put people on the pedestal. Never put a person on a pedestal. I don't care if they're white, black, Asian, whatever. I don't care what their ethnicity is. I don't care what their religion are. I just don't care. Do not put people on the pedestal. Scope them out first and see if there's somebody that is legit and that is has your back. They let me tell you something. These guys, the non-black people, they can be allies. If they care about black women, they will call out Miss Pearly Things and they will call out the manosphere. Okay, but if they can't do that, they they're useless to us. They don't have any space over here. We don't do that. And black women, we need to have more discernment because um I'm seeing you guys too putting whiteness on a pedestal, and we need to stop that. Like, don't do that. Do not do that because these guys are no better than the black men that is talking trash about black women. You guys have to be careful about that. And just have discernment and scope people out first before you even start to trust them because black women, we trust people too quick, and it's time for us to get away from that and just support each other. If other groups want to support, fine, they can be allies, but as far as coming into our discussion, they will not be allowed in our discussion. They could be in the chat um and support us, but they can't have this conversation with us because For one, they're not in the spaces that we're in. So we have to separate ourselves from the people that don't are not in the same spaces as us. Okay, so I'm gonna head on because it's already 2 hours and I'm dozing off. So yeah, as they're Julie, yeah. So I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting my channel. Thank you guys so much. You guys are my day oneers. Thank you for following me and having my back the whole way. And I appreciate it. And what I really, really, really appreciate it if you guys share my videos and have people subscribe to my channel, because that really do helps a lot. And spreading the message to other women, and so that other we can, like, keep women out of bad situations, and keep them from getting the same fate as our grandparents back in the day. So thank you guys for coming out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I go live or upload videos. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.